Hover Pizza Cats. What comes to mind when you hear that title? It really gets the imagination going. Well, it's actually a game from Nick.com with references to a bunch of different shows. It came out around 2016 and features a wider array of details than one might expect from it. Obviously, with a title like Hover Pizza Cats, you can't really look away for too long without deciding to check it out. So, what does this magical game actually entail? Well, you'd better find out quickly because it starts as soon as you open it. Yeah, you have 1.2 seconds to figure out what you're doing, or else you'll have a reanimator situation. Cat dead, details later. But actually, it's really easy to understand. It just kinda has an unexpected start to it. There's a cat in a SpongeBob costume rolling around on a hoverboard, and we have to click a laser pointer to make it move to the other side of the street to avoid trash cans, all while collecting pizzas.
Meow-tastic! You unlocked items! Go to the kitty customizer to check them out.
Oh no, there's a voice. It always startles me when I'm playing one of these 2010s Nickelodeon games and an announcer just jump scares you out of nowhere.
Meow-tastic! You unlocked items!
But before we do anything else, let's take a moment to listen to the menu theme. It's a little strange. I guess the cats had to make their voices known, just like the penguins from Penguins. Anyway, once we properly start, we have a little room we can customize with items we unlock. Pizza is currency, so you have to grab as much as you can in every level. You can either use it to buy costumes or items for your room. This is what your room will look like if you purchase every item. You can click on them to make things happen. But before you try out any of the levels, you have to customize your kitty. You have 4 to select from, and you can choose each of their names, outfits, and hoverboard colors. Some of the name suggestions can be amusing, such as Leonardo DiCaprio and Sidney Clawford. Your starting outfits are also costumes based around Nickelodeon characters. The most famous one is obviously the SpongeBob one, but each cat has different costumes fitted to it. I like this Mr. Krabs one. So as you can see, by using pizza, you can buy new ones and dress your cats in outfits based around your favorite Nicktoons. Let's try out this Timmy Turner one. Ah, guess you won't be able to dress your cats like the characters from your favorite Nicktoons. Nowadays, some of the outfit choices will just outright freeze the game, so be careful when choosing them. It's a whole added challenge, all things considered. But once everything is decided, you choose 1 paw or 2 paws to play the game with. Unfortunately, I'm a human with hands, so I'm incapable of moving any further in this. I'll have to ask around Midwest Fur Fest and see if anyone wants to continue this review with me. But actually, it's just the game's cutesy way of saying 1 player or 2 players. In 2-player mode, you switch off between 2 cats whenever one of them dies. As a friendless individual, I'll stick with 1-player mode. It's hard to go around asking people if they want to play Hover Pizza Cats with you. Already got kicked out of a convention for that. But either way, we have 8 stages based around 8 different Nicktoons. We've already looked at Bikini Bottom, and it's by far the most basic. You just move back and forth to avoid trash cans until you reach the end. The thing in the corner is called the Cat-a-log, and it will be your means of playing for the rest of this adventure. In the second stage, a new conflict presents itself. So you have to click this ball of yarn to entice your cat to jump over a crack in the road. This is where you discover the format of this whole thing. You click an item on the wheel to react to whatever obstacle comes your way. This stage is also supposed to be from the Alvin and the Chipmunks show, but it's just kind of a generic neighborhood without any gimmicks from the show to see. Same with the SpongeBob one. At least the TMNT one has this Chris Bradford billboard. You pass it so many times you have to wonder if the guy bought every billboard in town. He really needs people to come to his expo. But the next obstacle is a little strange. You need to use a fishing pole to make your cat race over a big pile of filth. Strange, but with only 3 options, it's not too hard to figure out what to do on the spot. The stages aren't too hard just yet, but the Fairy World stage introduces one of the worst mechanics of them all. This is the mirror. It's the one where you have to stop and wait for a character to cross the road. How dare an obstacle force us to take a break in the action? And I'd say that mirrors aren't exactly cat-related, but have you ever seen a cat discover a mirror? They can be really silly when they discover they aren't humans for the first time. Anyway, things get especially hard hard when the puddles are introduced in the Harvey Beaks level. How do you deal with them? Well, by dumping kitty litter on them. I found these to be the hardest obstacles to deal with because I would nonchalantly try to jump over them instead. I mean, they aren't that big, so it's probably possible. It's also just a lot harder now that the full catalog is in play. It helps that your paw cursor locks itself in the center when you move it there, so you can just keep it there and move it in the necessary direction when an obstacle appears. Dying isn't the worst either because you just go back to the start of the stage without any consequences. It actually helps because you can memorize what obstacles show up when and react accordingly. That's actually helped me out more than a few times. And hey, it's a Pig Goat Banana Cricket level. I wonder if it'll have all 4 of them. Oh nope, it's just Pig. Very rare sight to see all 4 of them in one game together. Darn.
Hello there. We here on the Lucy Labdanum team would like to issue an apology for referencing such an outdated joke from the worst era of our YouTube channel. We promise to be more in line with our current viewers in our future references.
The last 2 stages are from Power Rangers and Avatar, specifically the Dino Supercharged Power Rangers. They can seem pretty complicated, but once you get a grasp on the game, it isn't too hard. You just have to consciously tell yourself what to select from time to time. You might nonchalantly pick the wrong item if you aren't thinking straight, but if the normal modes are too easy for you, you can shake things up with either Endless Mode or by activating Cheetah Mode in the menu. This makes you really fast. Definitely increases the difficulty. So how about it? Why don't we try Endless Mode with Cheetah Mode on? How hard could it be? Let's do it and find out. Okay, yeah, it can be a little hard, but ultimately, what can be said about this game? The concept is strange, yes, but it's amusing and fun to play through. The catalog mechanic is unique and provides a neat gaming experience. It's also nice to customize your room and characters to make them match your favorite shows. Despite how simple this game seems to be, they put an awful lot of detail into it. I always really appreciate that about Nick.com developers. This isn't too challenging, but there's definitely some amount of challenge present, and you can opt to make the experience more difficult for yourself if you so choose to. It's pretty well made. I'd recommend giving it a shot. Just be careful not to buy most of the costumes in the store. The game saves your progress, so you can afford a few crashes, but just veer on the side of caution. Still, the thought of having a bunch of different characters represented is a nice one. Fans of these shows will be happy to see them regardless. Overall, this is a pretty decent game. Now if you'll excuse me, I have some shopping to do today, so we'll have to close out for now. But for the time being, be sure to subscribe, follow me on the accounts in the description below, and tune in to our next installment. Thank you for joining me. I will see you in the next memory. Alright, now I believe the grocery store is this way, so I'll just keep going and... Oh. Uh-oh, there's a puddle over there. Now which item do I need to get over the puddle again? Ugh, my Lucy Ladalog is too confusing to figure out on the spot. I think I need to- Whoa!